Yeah, I'll get to it.
Thank you all for coming today, citizens, Honorable John Testa, and distinguished Terrence Murphy, our Senator. My name is Bruce Bellom, and I am a resident of Peekskill for 30 years. As a concerned resident of our city, I have noticed over the past few years a deterioration and a blatant violation of many of the laws in which persons in executive positions knowingly should uphold. With this being said, I am filing a complaint for prohibited political activity to the United States Office of the Special Counsel, naming the 5 commissioners of the Peekskill Housing Authority. The complaint is based on a violation of the Hatch Act, whereby the Kiley Center, which operates as part of the Peekskill Housing Authority and is funded by the grants from the Housing and Urban Development, is used in a political endorsement drive by candidate Harckham, who is joined by Governor Andrew Cuomo. The planning and organizing of this rally was approved and endorsed by the Peekskill Housing Authority Commissioners. Thus, the use of the facility is a direct violation of the Hatch Act. So, I would like to just mention that that violation now will be investigated by the office, and hopefully that it will be remedied.
Bruce, thanks. Appreciate it. So, we're here today to just let people know there's no double standards. What's good for me should be good for you, and what's good for you should be good for me. And the reality is that in the Hatch Act, you are not allowed to have political functions on a federally funded building. And that's exactly what happened here, right here in Peekskill, by members of the Peekskill Housing Authority. And those members are Nancy Van, Michael Cain, Cynthia Knox, Joseph Shooter, and Dwight Douglas. And ironically enough, Nancy Van, Peekskill Democratic District Leader, Chairperson, Michael Cain, Peekskill Democratic Party District Leader, Vice Chair. The reality is that if you can't abide by the laws, why are you even in the Housing Authority? So there's no double standards here for anybody. So the reality is that if you can't follow the Housing Authority rules, you shouldn't be on the committee. It's simple. This is about the people. This is about equality. This is about making sure everybody gets a fair shake. So there's no double standards and there's no political functions on federally funded buildings. And now I'd like to introduce my good friend, County Legislator John Testa.
Thank you very much. I'm here today because when I heard that there was going to be a filing of the Hatch Act violation, I was happy to hear that, because too often around here lately, things are done and people look the other way, and as they get away with more and more violations, they get more and more emboldened. Governor Cuomo was at one time the director of HUD nationally. He knows that you're not supposed to have political rallies in federal buildings. The Housing Authority Board, 2 of them were former opponents of mine in elections. They know politics. They're all connected with the political system here in Peekskill. It's a very bad intertwining of what this board should be doing. They should be looking after the residents of the Housing Authority properties. They should be concentrating on quality of life for the residents that they represent. They should not be getting themselves involved in political campaigns and using federally funded property for these rallies. In fact, one of them I saw even today is posting on social media advertisements for Mr. Harckham as a member of the Housing Authority Board. The intertwining of politics and government in Peekskill has become so ugly that it's about time someone pushed back on them. I'm glad Bruce is actually the one filing the complaint. I'm glad he's doing that. It's time it's done. It's time we start letting people know what's going on here, and it's time to get things back in the right frame of activity.
They should know better.
And they definitely should know.
They should know better.
They knew what they were doing when they did.
As a commissioner of the housing authority, you should know the simple rules. The simple rules are there's no political functions on federally funded buildings. Case closed. It's that simple. And the governor, as the former HUD chair,
HUD secretary.
Secretary, thank you. Would even he should know these things.
And I should also point out, from what I understand, people were invited to this event not knowing exactly what it was,
Right.
encouraged to come, and when they arrived, certain prominent people in town were appalled by the fact that it was a way of gathering people for a political event, turned around and walked out before the event started, and they were not happy about it either, some of those people who were bamboozled to come under false pretenses to an event.
Mr. Bellom, how
Yes.
were you made aware that this is a violation of the Hatch Act?
Well, I have prior knowledge of the Hatch.
Please talk into the microphone, please.
I have prior knowledge of the Hatch Act and what it entails. And basically, the Hatch Act is a whistleblower act in which you know that there was wrongdoing and you react to it. You bring charges up.
What exactly would happen if they're found guilty? Like, they just get a slap on the wrist, or what exactly? Could they get fined, or is there anything significant that could happen to them?
It's basically up to the office as to how flagrant this was and how egregious it was. So I would think that the penalty is based on its severity.
Sir, are you a former legislator? Have you ever held public office in this town?
No, I have not yet.
Are you running for anything?
No, I'm not.
When was the complaint filed?
When was the complaint filed?
I'm sorry?
When was it filed?
We filed that complaint sometime in the middle of October, shortly thereafter the political rally at the Kiley Center.
I'm assuming you were not at the rally yourself, or were you?
I was invited to the rally. I did not attend.
Who invited? Who invited? Tell them who invited. Terrence, you believe that your opponent was aware of this law too, and just...
Oh, well, listen, at that stage, you try and cross your T's and dot your I's. You know what I do know when I go to different events, I have some people that make sure that, this is the appropriate place to be. Whether he knew or whether he didn't, I don't know. You'd have to ask him that. But at the end of the day, the people that were hosting it, those commissioners, they're the ones that were responsible to allow that to happen on a federally funded building. And that's what today it is. This is about democracy. Peter Harckham can go and have his rallies wherever he wants. That's what this is all about. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you have to do it the right way. You have to make sure that you are not using political persuasion on federally funded buildings to get your message out.
As Mr. Bellom, are you the only one who has filed a complaint, as far as you know, regarding this?
As far as I know, yes.
All right, we're good then.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bruce?
Crux of it, you have a couple of exhibits in the back, but this is
Had the meeting. I got a warrant.
I got here, man. This is all